Good morning, guys. I hope that you are doing well. We're gonna go ahead and I am going to talk to you guys today about what you are going to be doing with your blueprint. So whether you have this by hand or you have this digitally, this is basically what you guys are going to be doing with your blueprint. So that you know, there are 30 boxes along the top, and there are boxes along the side. So what this means is that you can do 30 feet by 35 feet, right? That's the biggest room you can make. Okay. Now, if you want to base this off of your bedroom or a real bedroom, you're going to have to draw that within this box. So each singular box will be considered 1 foot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the bedroom that I grew up in when I was your age was 14 feet by 16 feet. So that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm actually going to do is before I use the line tool, I'm going to mark where I want this to start. So I'm going to start it here, right? And then I'm going to go ahead, I can increase the thickness so that way I can actually see it. So that's going to be one corner of my box. Okay. And then I'm going to count over 14 on this shorter side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. And then I'm going to go down 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then I can do the same over here. Now, if this, so like let's say you want to do it based on your real bedroom. If this is too small for you to work in, you can see that this is kind of where this shape is going to be. Then you can play with how many feet each square is, right? So maybe each square is half of a foot, right? And then you would be able to see if you could fit that in there, right? So the way that I would do that is I would have to do 14, right? Because that's my top length here. And if I want to double it so that I visually have more space to work with and have 1 foot be with 2 boxes, I'm going to multiply this by 2. And that's going to give me 28, right? So that would fit on my top length. And then I'm going to do the same thing with 16 times 2. And that's going to give me 32. So it would fit longwise too. So for me, this is really small. Sorry, I'm realizing now why. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do a 28 by 32 box, but I'm going to make sure that I write on here, right, that my room is 14 by 16 feet. So what I would do here is I already on mine provided these boxes. I'm going to change it so that my room is 14 feet wide by 16 feet long. I'm going to create a little text box that says 1 box equals half of a foot. Okay. So now I can just go ahead and I can change where my dots are. So give me a moment and I will do that now. All right, guys, so I think I can pause for a moment there, but you can see now I've moved my dots all to the correct spaces. The way that I did it was I used like the drawing tool and I just created dots along the outside of the shapes to keep track of how many dots as I was counting to make sure I didn't double count or skip. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my shapes. I'm going to insert a line. And what I recommend you guys doing is increase your stroke thickness. I'm going to do it to 6. And then I'm also going to change the color to blue. or you could do red, purple, something that stands out. But all that we're going to do is I'm now going to take my line and I'm going to drag it in between the dots. Handy tip, if you hold the shift button while you're drawing your line, it's going to keep it kind of snapped. See how it's like snapping? It's not kind of free range. So hold shift, that'll help you get a perfectly straight line if you're doing this digitally. And then again, and then again. You cannot scroll up with like a mouse while holding shift, so you're gonna have to let go and then hold it down. And then one more time. There you go. If you want to leave the dots there, you can. If you can get them out, you can. I'm gonna remove those dots. I don't care if you leave the dots. I'm just gonna get it out for my way. Perfect. All right, so now I have an outline of my room. So I made sure to write that my room is 14 feet wide by 16 feet long, and that one box here is equal to half of a foot, right? That's important. That's what we call our scale. I can't know what it was that you were trying to do, right? So please make sure that you include that scale as you are going ahead and doing your work. Sorry, I'm trying to click through. So now that we have the scale down, you guys are good to start figuring out what your items are going to be, right? What items you want to put in. Now, a key thing to remember if something is 3 feet by 4 feet, you're going to have to remember that if each box is worth half of a foot, then we're going to have to do 3 times 2 and 4 times 2 to figure out what number of boxes each has to be, right? So, for example, let's say I want to put a plush chair in the corner of my room. I need to have a 3 by 4 base for that chair. Except since each of my squares is only worth half of a foot, I really needed to be 6 by 8 on my grids. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a chair. I'm going to get a shape and I'm going to use a rectangle and I'm going to change the color to red for my furniture. Okay, and now I'm going to create a 6 by 8 square. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to first go one. Actually, I do not want this to be so thick. So give me one sec. Oh, I could do it like that, but no. All right, I'm going to change my thickness. Go down to 4. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that it is 6 by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this would be the plush chair, right? And now I can kind of move this wherever I want in the room, right? There you go. So now I have this chair in my room. And then let's say I want to add a bed. Okay. So I'm going to do a twin bed, 4 by 7. So again, remember I have to double this. So it's actually going to be 8 by 14. Okay. So again, I'm going to grab a shape. I'm going to use purple for the bed. Okay. And then I think I want the bed to go here along this wall. So I'm going to go 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 14. So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm actually going to drop it like this. I think this is a little easier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now that I have the bed, I can go ahead and move it into the corner, which is where I wanted it. Now, an important thing to remember is your bedrooms have doors and windows. You got to include those in the plan too. So what I usually do to mark a door, what most people do to mark a door. So again, I'm going to do this in blue, and I'm going to do it still in 6. Okay. So the door to this room was down here. Typically doors are like 3 feet wide, right? So I'm going to count out how many squares I need. So 1, 2, so that's 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet. Now I'm going to hold the shift key and I'm going to, except Ms. Wolf, you grabbed a square. All right, let's try that again with a line. Okay. Not an eraser, a line. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to do 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. Okay. Now you can either have this door open into the bedroom or out of the bedroom, whatever you prefer. But make sure it's still that 3 feet. Okay. So I'm going to mark it like this. Actually, I lied. I have to do it into the bedroom. There you go. Okay, so now I have my door marked. And then for windows, you can just take either the drawing tool or the shape. I'm going to use the drawing tool in blue and just mark where the windows are, right? So windows can be different sizes. So if you want to measure out your room and your windows to get like an accurate picture of what your room actually looks like, you can do that. I'm going to eyeball it because I know I grew up in this bedroom. So I'm just going to go a line like that. For some reason I'm curving, so I lied. That's going to annoy Ms. Wolf. So I'm going to go ahead and then there. So this is one window. You could adjust kind of where these things are a little bit. And the other window was over here. Okay. Now you can see how the bed is technically over my window line. That's fine because windows are in the wall. You're just marking where they are so that you can kind of figure out where things go, right? If you have a built-in closet, so you're not going to be buying a dresser, you can mark those on the wall in the same way, right? You can use maybe a different color. I've also seen like closets that are built into walls marked with kind of like a little box like this. So in this room, go ahead and do something like this. So this is like a built-in closet, right? So you don't want to put anything in front of those doors if that's what you have in your room and you want to make this true to your room. So that's definitely what you can do. If you don't have a closet in your room and you're going to use a dresser, that's fine. You don't have to include this, right? If you have a built-in closet in your room and you're making this true to your room, you maybe don't need to get a dresser, which means that you can use that money somewhere else, right? So then all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish putting everything in here. Okay. Make sure when you're done putting everything in and figuring out where you want it, that you go ahead and label, right? So I'm going to mark this as a plush chair. I'm going to mark this as a bed. I'm specifically going to say a twin bed. Okay. So this is what you're going to work on today. And if you have any questions, jump into the TA help desk. Bye.